What's up, people? It's Tino Fest 1989. I know I haven't been doing a video for like 2.5 months. I'm finally back to do a video, and yes, I'm here at my friend's house watching WrestleMania 3 when Macho Man had a match against Ricky Steamboat. Speaking of Macho Man, well, today they found out that Macho Man has passed away during a car accident, during his heart attack while driving with his wife. And when I heard about that news, I was devastated and shocked about it. Macho Man passing away like this, at age 58, I was like, I can't believe it. And I looked at it, and I looked at the website, I'm like, holy shit, this really did happen. Like, Macho Man did pass away. One of the top guys they had in the 80s, one of the top superstars, wrestlers they had in the 80s when he revolutionized, one of the guys that revolutionized sports entertainment, lost his life like that, And he was one of the greatest Intercontinental champions, WWE champion / WWE champions. And having him, one of the best mid-carders, upper mid-carder in the 80s, it tells you that that's what made Intercontinental champion more possible. And if it wasn't for the Macho Man Randy Savage, and his charisma, it would not be a Chris Jericho with his charisma. It would not be these guys with good charisma like Macho Man had. And having Macho Man as their machismo character, and for him becoming Intercontinental champion, it changed the Intercontinental title picture and more into that charisma type wrestling, because Macho Man was the first Intercontinental champion that had a lot of charisma, the first ever, and that's something different from other wrestlers when they all started, has with charisma in their character, And Macho Man had good matches against Ricky Steamboat, which I'm watching right now again in WrestleMania 3. Matches against Tito Santana. Matches against who else? Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, guys like them, And he had a gimmick called the Macho King. That gimmick was good, but it's like his original Macho Man gimmick, When he had his original Macho Mania. That's what I prefer Macho Mania, because he was one of the guys that actually took WrestleMania to the map. That's the reason why I call him Macho Mania, and especially in WrestleManias, he's always his best matches over there too. And Macho Man, when he was WWE champion, he was in WrestleMania 4. WrestleMania 4 was the WWE champion, and that's when he finally wins the WWE title. And he became the main eventer because he had the tools. He's meant for a main eventer, and he got the looks, the physique, and the character, the charisma for him. It'd be perfect. It is a perfect fit for Macho Man being that top main eventer. And having him feuding with Hulk Hogan was good. It was excellent, and I really enjoyed watching that. And I could watch it over and over again. And matches like when he had against Ric Flair in 1992 WrestleMania 8, when he was going for the WWE title. Remember that match? And Macho Man was bad. He had an injured knee. It was all bloody match with Ric Flair. It was a hell of a match. I think that match was one of the best WrestleMania 8 matches I ever seen, and I really enjoyed watching that. And not as that I even like Macho Man when he commentated, but in a way he wasn't happy about his commentary, because they always put him in commentary. He wanted to have a good match. He wanted to be a top guy. Basically, he left in bad terms with WWF when Vince McMahon, they're not getting along. They were hearing rumors that he had an affair with Stephanie McMahon before she turned 18. And Macho Man, rumors weren't incorrect. I don't believe Macho Man would do something like that. And he was not happy with Vince because his contract was, his contract was expiring, and he wanted to leave out of that contract. And then after all of a sudden in 1995, that's when he signed a deal with WCW. And when he became, he took his theme song to his original theme song to WCW. He bought the rights for it, but they actually remixed it, And then all of a sudden he became the Macho Madness in WCW and was doing Slim Jim commercials here and there. Even during his WWF days, Slim Jim commercials been popular, all these years. and catch from the Slim Jim. That's his slogan. And the other thing about Macho Man, he did so much. He did in WCW had more promos. Well, he had good matches, but he had great matches like he did back in the WWF in the mid '80s to the early '90s. And when he was in WCW, he only had great promos. That's I could say. The best promos he had is when the whole how you call it the Danger Zone promo. That was a pretty cool promo. And Macho Man is one of the best facer heels that you ever seen. Especially in his final years in WCW in 1999 when he had a feud with Kevin Nash. That was the last time I ever seen Macho Man wrestle. And that was his final year. And he put some lipstick in his face and whatever. They had a little feud there going on. It was kind of confusing, but at the same time, it was pretty cool because I finally get to see somebody that, I haven't seen in a long time. That's when he made his return. And that's it. After that return, he retired. He announced his retirement in the year 2000. And then in 2004, he made his return in TNA. Well, he made his wrestling return in TNA. And he had a tag team match with him and Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles versus it was Victory Road 2004. One of the first TNA, I think the first TNA pay-per-view of 2004 in TNA. The first TNA ever pay-per-view. It was Macho Man, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy versus Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Jeff Jarrett. And that was one of the matches that this final match he had in wrestling Then after that, he did a rap song, in 2003 when he did his Hulk Hogan, and he was working with G-Unit for a little bit. That's what I heard. And then after all that stuff, and he became, I don't know what he's been doing after that, Well, the only thing, I saw a video clip when he was in 7-Eleven. Coming from there, people were questioning him stuff, and Macho Man answered them and whatever. And then after all of a sudden, his he advertised for the game WWE All Star video game, and he advertised his new action figure of Mattel. And he finally, at about time, he has the action figure in over 10-12 years. And yeah, and then after all that, he was ready to get inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame in 2012 in Miami. But guess what? And isn't gonna happen. But when he's now he's passed away. And what I'm gonna tell you about this, the reason why Macho Man passed away, I already told you. He got in a heart attack with his wife when his wife sitting next to the passenger seat. He was driving. He lost control and crashed to the window. No, he crashed to the tree. He drove and hit the tree, and that's how he pronounced that in some matter. And he was in critical condition. He had to send him to the hospital, and they found out that he was dead. His brother, Leaping Lenny Poffo, and his wife Lynn was in critical condition. She's okay she survived from the injuries, and now that Macho Man has passed away at age 58, it's one of the saddest stories that we hear in pro wrestling. Another pro wrestler passes away, and he was one of the top stars back in the mid-early 90s, or mid-80s to early 90s, then from the 90s then down to 2000, and that's how Macho Man, is going to consider next year's WWE Hall of Fame. He could have been Hall of Fame last year, but it would have been perfect for this year because it's in Florida, and Macho Man was one of the guys that he had good matches in Florida back in the early, in the mid 80s and all that stuff. And seeing Macho Man leaving like this, is sad. Like I said, I don't know what to say about this, but I was shocked and devastated. Or like I say, rest in peace, Macho Man. Thank for all the memories you give to us. You show us a lot of good, entertaining matches. You entertain us throughout the years with your promos and your energy, your charisma. I really enjoyed it. And all I gotta say, one more word. Oh yeah, dig it. Alright guys, take it easy. Have a good one. It's Tino Fest 1999. Hit me up. Be back pretty soon. I don't know when I'm gonna be back. All I gotta say is rest in peace, Macho Man. Lenny Poffo. Oh, excuse me. Randy Poffo. Randy. They're both brothers. And yeah. Alright, take it easy.